do it. I don't think anything can go wrong. Alright, welcome back to the channel. We are in Flagstaff, Arizona. We're camped not far from the Cinder Hills OHV area, which is going to be fun. We're going to go explore that today. But we're just making a little breakfast and enjoying the sunny day because we've had some wild weather here. When we first got to this campground, or the site, it was like mid-80s, you know, warm during the day, and then the clouds rolled in a couple days later and we've had monsoons on and off for like the past 2 or 3 days. But it's been pretty wild. There have been some pretty heavy storms. We've had hail, heavy rain, lightning, and yesterday we took a drive, just trying to get out of the trailer from all the rain. Took a drive and saw the sunset crater and drove another 20 miles to check out the ruins, which was really cool to see. And today we're gonna do a little off-roading.
Ready for some off-roading, Charlie? Your favorite? We are on our way across the 89 to the Cinder Block.
Cinder Hills.
To Cinder Hills OHV area.
We made it. That was quick. Maybe like, what, 6-7 minute drive from where we're camped. And we're just rolling into the entrance. This is our first time here, so this is all new to us. And we're excited to check it out.
There is boondocking out here. They do let free camping. We decided to camp across the street because it's a little quieter.
Yeah, without all the buggies and quads rolling around all day.
Yeah, without all the side-by-sides and loud toys and just the dust. And given that we're about to drive all over volcanic sand, there are more trees over where we are than there is here. So I figured it'd be a little cooler.
Yeah, it's a little more spaced out here.
Yeah, but this is actually really exciting. It's our first time driving on volcanic sand.
Yeah, it's great. All right, we're about to hit it right now. The reason why all this is here, why it's all black lava pumice, is there's an eruption in 1058 AD that basically opened a 6-mile-long crack in the earth, and lava started spewing out of it. They estimated at some parts up to 800 feet in the air, which is pretty amazing. But as the lava cooled and fell back to the earth, it created all these little, I think they're called cinders, but they're essentially tiny little lava rocks. So it's little droplets of lava as it was coming down, cooled, and created this sand-like substance.
So the other day we got to go through the Sunset Crater National Monument, which we're actually just on the outside of.
You ready, bud? Ready to go exploring? Come on, let's go.
So essentially we are like approaching like pretty close to the National Monument of Sunset Crater. We're just gonna like graze right by it. That's why we love Gaia Maps. Another super interesting thing about this area is there's been so much volcanic activity that it's created multiple craters. There's probably a dozen craters around. I believe they're called Cinder Cones, but we've seen some tracks, and here's one, and it looks like you could try to climb it. I don't know if we could climb that though. Okay, we didn't attempt it. I got a little ambitious. There's definitely a lot of side-by-side tracks on here that can make it to the top. One of the interesting things, having never driven on, I guess, rock? I mean, we've driven on lots of rock, but small, fine rocks, is it feels very similar to sand. Like you get that floaty feeling, except there's like a crunch to it and a lot more traction. That's what I meant by the crunch. It's a lot more traction, but then you still feel that like floating to the side feeling and everything. It's actually pretty cool. I made it up. So we're stopped with a view of Sunset Crater, and then you probably can't see, but right out there where you can kind of see the color change, that's the Painted Desert. So from here in the pines, you quickly descend down into high desert, some junipers, and then into the desert where Wupataki is. And what we learned is that there was a lot of native people living here in the volcanic field before the eruptions, of course. And when all the eruptions started happening, they moved their pueblo to Wupataki, which is just like literally on the edge of the volcanic field in the beginning of the Painted Desert. It's really quite beautiful. It's about 800 years old, and if you're ever in the area, I highly suggest you check it out.
So this is the latest crater, I think, that was formed, the youngest.
Yeah.
In this whole field of volcanic activity. It's pretty cool. Just like, I guess we're up on a little bit of a hill, but it's just a giant hole in the ground. It's really cool.
And there's so many. They're all over. Oh, gotta pack it in, pack it out, people. I tell you what's not it in the Cinder Hills, and that is Tivas. Sand, dusty feet, no big deal. Got all these little freaking rocks in your Tivas, not fun.
Looks like we might have another monsoon today. We'll see, hopefully we don't get caught in it out here. That would be interesting. Ooh, softs. So after waiting, I don't know, about an hour or so, the rain stopped and the clouds dispersed. They're still around, but looks like we're gonna have a sunny afternoon after all. Megan got into a little mishap. And she's gone. Well, that wasn't too bad. She's just trying to climb a steep hill and some really deep stuff. So I left it up to her to decide how to get out. She did a good job.
Made it. Thank God I didn't have to reverse all the way down the hill. It's a combo of going, having to go slow because of all the bumps. So I didn't have a whole lot of momentum. And then it just got deep all of a sudden.
So we just did a little hill climb to get on top of this cinder cone, I guess you'd call it. And now we see this, and we want to go hit that. And that's way higher. And it looks like to a crater, actually. So yeah, hopefully we can make it up. I mean, we made it up that last hill pretty easily. It was steep, but plenty of traction. So we'll see. Let's do it.
Made it. It didn't look like he was going to. But now someone has to come get me because it's a pretty steep hill and all these rocks, lava rocks, are super annoying in my T-bus. But here I go. Can I stop this steep? How was that?
It was good, except for I gotta redo the drone shot.
This is double crater.
There's one over there, huh? Pretty wild, man. Wow, we're really high up right now.
What's the plan for going down? Are we gonna drive down it? And hopefully get down the other side, or should we just go back the way we came?
Yeah, I don't know. We're by ourselves. Play it safe. I can't tell how steep that is. And this side's definitely too steep for us. Coming out of.
To get back out of the basin. If
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
in.
It's like a sand dune. You don't go in it unless you're certain you can get out. Whoa, this is nuts. Just to think that this was a huge explosion of lava. And like all this built up around was just the remnants of the lava piling up. It's pretty and spectacular. And you get to see all the cinder cones. From here there's Sunset Crater, the famous one. And then just scattered all around, these little mounds are all cinder cones full of lava that got piled up over time during the eruption. Very cool. Good little nar. And then like that trail probably goes down that, you see it? Probably goes down this ledge on this side, you see the little path?
But how steep is it on the other side?
I don't know.
Should we do it?
We'll figure a way out.
So where we're at is double crater, right?
Yeah.
So we came up one crater, drove around, and now we're
on top of the second one, and we're trying to decide how do we get down. Do we double back where we came, or do we continue on this little tight track, which looks like it hugs the rim of this second crater? I think we could do it.
It'll be an adventure.
Let's do it. We gotta get back. This is when you really want to trust in your brakes. It is steep. I don't know, I'm a little nervous. It's steep. We'll see. It's gonna be a long downhill drive.
It just goes straight over the edge here.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I don't know if I said earlier, this stuff stacks way higher than sand does. So sand, the max angle you can get, the way it stacks, is 30 degrees before it starts to slide back down. And because this stuff is like a bunch of rock, or the consistency is different, so it could stack at 40 degrees, which is a big difference as far as sitting in a car at 40-degree angle.
This is what I wanted you to go up.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess we'll have to do it. I don't think anything can go wrong. It's just steep, it's intimidating, but the path we're gonna take is actually not that deep. So the fear of sliding or getting sideways, I don't think is an option or a possibility. So yeah, let's do it. It's gonna be the challenge for the day.
Trying to get in position to get a shot of the truck coming over, and I literally, my Tivas just slid, so I decided the best option was to go down on my butt. I finally stopped sliding, but I would not be surprised if there's a giant hole in my overalls.
It's like the drop before a roller coaster.
Going over the top?
Yeah, it's steep.
I'm getting in the car now.
Putting your seatbelt on. This is very steep. This is the steepest hill I've ever been on in a car. And the truck is really struggling to slow down or stop. I'm keeping the speed way down so we don't get too much momentum, but it is wild. I wish the camera did justice on how steep we are.
But we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Can we come up?
Here, let's see if we can stop. I want to show you how steep this is. Oh, we can't get out because of our seatbelts.
Yeah, we're like completely
We're
stuck in
in.
our seatbelts.
Look, we're getting passed by boulders rolling past us. This is crazy. All right, we're almost to the bottom. Holy crap, that was steep. I'm glad we did it because it was exhilarating, but it was definitely nerve-wracking. I'm like shaking almost.
We chilling by a tree for a second.
But we made it. We're down, and I think it was fun. It was worth it. Okay, I think that wraps it up for us here at the Cinder Hills OHV area in Flagstaff. We've had a blast. It's really unique and beautiful to see.
I'm really glad we went and saw Sunset Crater first and went to the info center and then saw Wupataki. And that way we kind of understood that this was all like cinder and cinder cones and created as a field over like thousands of years, I want to say. Like the first eruption was 1085 and then the most
years ago.
Okay, so 1,000 years ago, and then the most recent eruption was what?
1943.
67, yeah, not that long ago. So it's really neat. I think the highlight for me was driving along the crater edge.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Being able to see that crater from that angle, that perspective, and then coming down that massive hill was intense. So yeah, so we've enjoyed Flagstaff area and cruising around the Cinder Hills and.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a one and done for us. The whoops and the bumps were a lot. If I could come back with a side-by-side, I would, and you could just tear through here.
Yeah, this place is definitely made for the side-by-sides, for bikes, for quads. It's doable in a car. We explored all over, no problem, but it's bumpy. All the little ruts that the tires make just essentially are just bumps when you drive in a car. So we aired down a little bit today, so that did help, but...
after a little while.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so if you liked today's episode, like and subscribe for more. We'll always be doing some new crazy adventures, so
yeah, more unique stuff like this.
Yeah, thanks for watching.